At the end of this video, you should be able to explain why stars appear to move in the sky. Chapter 30, Section 1, Stellar Motion. Two kinds of motion are associated with stars: actual motion and apparent motion. Because stars are so far from Earth, their actual motion can be measured only with high-powered telescopes and other specialized instruments. Apparent motion, on the other hand, is much more noticeable. Apparent motion of stars. The apparent motion of stars, or motion visible to the unaided eye, is caused by the movement of Earth. By aiming a camera at the sky and leaving the shutter open for a few hours, you can photograph the apparent motion of stars. The curves of light in Figure 3, on the screen here, record the apparent motion of stars in the northern sky. The circular trails make it seem as though the stars are moving counterclockwise around a central star called Polaris, or the North Star. The circular pattern is caused by the rotation of Earth on its axis. Polaris is almost directly above the North Pole, and thus the star does not appear to move much. Earth's revolution around the Sun causes the stars to appear to move in a second way. Stars located on the side of the Sun opposite Earth are obscured by the Sun. As Earth orbits the Sun, however, different stars become visible during different seasons. The visible stars appear to shift slightly to the west every night. Each night, most stars appear a small distance farther across the sky than they were the night before. After many months, they may finally disappear below the western horizon. Circumpolar stars. Some stars are always visible in the night sky. These stars never pass below the horizon in either their nightly or annual movements. In the northern hemisphere, the movement of these stars make them appear to circle Polaris, the North Star. These circling stars are called circumpolar stars. The stars of the Little Dipper are circumpolar for most observers in the northern hemisphere. At the North Pole, all visible stars are circumpolar. The farther the observer moves from the North Pole toward the equator, the fewer circumpolar stars the observer will be able to see. Actual motion of stars. Most stars have several types of actual motion. First, they rotate on an axis. Second, they may revolve around another star. Third, they either move away from or toward our solar system. From a star's spectrum, astronomers can learn more about the star as it moves through space. The spectrum of a star that is moving toward or away from Earth appears to shift, as is shown in Figure 4 on the screen here. In the wavelength of light emitted by a light source moving toward or away from an observer is called the Doppler effect. The colors in the spectrum of a star moving toward Earth are shifted slightly toward blue. This shift, called blue shift, occurs because the light waves from a star appear to have shorter wavelengths as the star moves toward Earth. A star moving away from Earth has a spectrum that is shifted slightly toward red. This shift, called redshift, occurs because the wavelengths of light appear to be longer. Distant galaxies have red-shifted spectra, which indicates that these galaxies are moving away from Earth. At this point, you should be able to explain why stars appear to move in the sky.